All right, guys, reviews and more, back with another fragrance review. As always, hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Share with any friends who might be helped by this. This is Armaf. I got a pack of 4 Armaf fragrances or colognes from FragranceNet, I believe. I think at fragrance.com. Not Joma Shop. I think I might have misspoken on another video. But this is Mandarin Sky. This is one of their probably most well-known dupes of a JPG fragrance, I believe it's called Scandal. This is going to have opening notes of mandarin orange, saffron, and sage. Not shocking, it's called Mandarin Sky. There it is right there, Mandarin Sky. Odyssey Mandarin Sky, sorry. Then middle notes of caramel, tonka bean, marigold, with base notes of ambroxan, cedarwood, and vetiver. So let's go ahead and pop this thing open. Presentation's pretty basic, nothing like too crazy, even though a lot of Middle Eastern brands do go crazy on the presentation. This one seems pretty standard. Interesting bottles. I actually have Armaf Odyssey Lemony. Although they call this limited edition on there. It says limited edition, but I don't know exactly how limited it really is because you can get these pretty readily. Well, there it is, limited edition. All right, let's go ahead and pop. Oh, I better check one thing. Let's see when this thing was bottled, because who knows, I might need to macerate, you never know. I don't see any date on this anywhere. So I'm not sure what that says about the bottling time period. House of Sterling. So far I got nothing to say about that. Oh well. I can't find where, maybe it's on the bottom? Oh, it's on the bottom, that's where it is. Okay, it's on the bottom of the packaging. So this was bottled, oh wow, this is just bottled. So this might not go well. Let's see how it goes. This was bottled March of 2025. So this is 2 months old. So this might be okay, it might need to sit, but we're just gonna do a first impression review, kind of talk about it. I guess I already kind of got to smell a little bit. Hopefully it's not leaking. No, I don't, ooh. Yeah, atomizer, kind of wiggly. Look at that. That's not good. Look how much wiggle that atomizer has. I think that's gonna bust. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully it will not bust, but that's awfully wiggly. Oh well, let's see how it goes. All right, let's do some sprays. Oh, that was already, that's like it was ready to go already. Usually you get a couple empty sprays. Whew, that's strong. What else is in there? Okay, oh, that's the sage, okay. There's something aromatic in the opening, and that has to be the sage I'm getting. I like it. Very masculine. I'm gonna honestly say the orange and the orange notes are not super strong. That might be an issue of just the youth of the bottle. But the sage is real nice. You get orange in there, but it's not a freshie. So there's not like a freshie in the opening. But yeah, that's really nice. I'm kind of already getting the tonka bean. So tonka bean, even though it's a middle note, you can definitely smell the tonka bean within like a few seconds. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. All right, I'm gonna jump back in about maybe an hour or two. I'm gonna put it on my skin. That's how the rules go. Test it on the skin, test it on paper, see what the differences are. Thankfully the atomizer's not breaking on me. And bam, it's good, decent atomizer. Does the job. Interesting bottle. Same deal off the skin. It's a little sharp on the nose, but again, that's just because it might need to mature in the bottle. But overall, really nice. I can smell the orange more on my skin than I could on the paper. On the paper, it was a lot of sage, and then that tonka and caramel was kind of starting to come out. I get a lot more orange off the skin, so use that information as you will. So I'm gonna jump back in about an hour. We'll talk about the dry down once I've experienced it, and we'll go from there. All right, so it's been a couple of hours and this has had time to dry down, and overall my base impressions are this. It's a good fragrance, but this is gonna have to be a first impression style review because I think some of the notes that I was picking up that were a little bit harsh based on my research and reading what other people have said about the fragrance. It's a couple years old at this point. The fragrance, not this bottle. This bottle's like 2 months old. That this is a notorious kind of thing with a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances. They are made quickly and they sometimes need to mature in the bottle after they've been sprayed a couple times. So what I got off the top notes that really was like harsh, and that was a combination, mostly the sage. The sage came off a little dry, a little off-putting, but not bad. It was like, oh, I wasn't expecting it. It kind of like gives that little dry kind of burniness to the nose. Now that fades away, it doesn't last too long. It lasts a little while, projects pretty hard, and this thing's longevity seems to be just, it goes for a while because it's still on me every time I move my arms around. I can smell it, I get a whiff of it, which is a good thing because the dry down is good. The dry down's probably where it needs to be. It's just that opening's a little bit harsh, and that's probably a maceration issue, just a maturity issue, because this thing was only bottled less than 60 days ago. That's probably what's going on here. So probably in like 6 months when I check in with this thing again, it'll probably be good all the way through. But that opening with the orange plus that sage just hits a little bit harsh and sharp, and that's my only real critique. That being said, for 25 bucks, it's a great fragrance for a 100 ml bottle, and it's meant to be a JPG Scandal clone. Apparently it does a fairly decent job of it. But again, the dry down, getting that caramel, the tonka, and the cedar and the woody kind of vetiver kind of coming out at that point. All very nice, very masculine. Also a little professional. So I'd say this is probably office safe. Even though it's got those caramel and tonka bean notes, I would not call this gourmand. I would not say this is a gourmand fragrance. I think there's more to it than that. So if you're worried about smelling like food, guys, I don't think you're gonna have to worry too much about that, because those wood notes do kind of take over and do a little bit of the heavy lifting towards the end. But again, if you get this bottle and the bottle is not old, you might find the opening, like just salvo of sage, to be a little bit off-putting, but I imagine that might cool down. So I'm probably gonna do an update in like 6 or so months. It might be a short, might be a full video, I don't know. But I like the fragrance, but it might need to just have a little bit of time to mature on the shelf. But I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it for the next couple days and kind of get an overall opinion of it and maybe do a short kind of update. But yeah, that's my main critique. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.